So, for all these great plane models that normally would have the pack inside, I designed up these battery boxes that I just cut into the cockpit area, drop it down, which does two things. One, provides you a top-loading battery compartment for a LiPo, which is what I like to run. So drop either a 20 or 2000 or 4000 2S in there, and this slides in and snaps. So easy to load and unload, safe for when flying. Then when you roll the plane over, almost on all these models, you can see that battery box will slide up and rest in here. It also keeps your tank from sliding back. So on my PT-17, that's how it is as well. I didn't want to move the battery too far forward, so I just glued some foam blocks. So that'll nest up against there, holding the tank in place. And when you want to remove the tank, pull the 4 screws around the battery box, which I also have a retainer that worked on my PT-17, but because this had some other stuff in here, I just put in some plywood, some light ply blocks to screw the box down into, but there's also this retainer as well. So I got some wires to clean up here once I get this all done, but makes for a much better setup. That way you can change batteries way easier than pulling wings off and having to charge with an extension to your charger. This way you can just pull the battery out, charge it. Makes it a lot better. Okay, so the battery box has a slot here. So what I do is I run your power feed servo cable up in there, and then I tie a knot. That way it can't fall back through the plane. And then once you get your hole cut, that will mount down in there. I'll put the screws in and we'll flip it over and take a look. Okay, so now we have this bolted down. So you just grab this little front lip. It should snap. Yep. So you see it snaps and locks. Snap that out. Then this will fold up and out of the way. You're just going to drop your, well, first get your lead out of there so you can plug in. So there's your lead. Plug that into your battery. I only have one hand here, so that'll drop down in there. Plug this in, stuff all the wires back in the hole. Like I said, this is big enough to put a 4000. I use a 4000 as well. 2S LiPo. So, stuff everything in there. Lock the door. Then, when you flip it over, if I can do this one-handed. Alright, you can see this protrudes up into the model, and there's a foam block here that's wedged to keep the tank from moving around. So makes for a great addition that will make things a lot easier for swapping out batteries.